Hey guys! Ooh, wow, what are we doing today? Well, today's a very exciting day because we're going to be doing some character designs. I tried it a tiny bit in my concept art video, but today we're going to be knuckling down and getting into the nitty gritty. I've got my pencils out and my plan is I'm going to draw them out first in this book, then I'm going to take a photo of them, put them on the computer, and then we're going to try and tidy some designs up in Photoshop. For those of you with no idea what I'm going on about, I'm making an animated movie, or at least trying to, one step at a time. If you want to know more about where the ideas for these characters have come from, then I'll put a link in the description to a video where I just go through the whole concept of the film. Now, we already know that I'm not the best at drawing, but what really matters today is getting the idea out of my head and onto the paper. What I'm really aiming for today is just to make a physical representation of some of the characters that I've been imagining all this time. So today we're going to try and do the duck character, maybe like a panda character that's like king of the forest. But honestly, for right now, I feel like I should let the pencils do the talking. Alright, I'm just going to try and start drawing and see where inspiration takes me. Okay, I finished my drawings. They're all very quick and rough and a little bit bad. As I said, I'm not the best at drawing, but I tried. So let's see what we've come up with, shall we? So on the first page here, I just did a load of ducks. Then I moved on to these little raindrop sprite spirit kind of things. And then I also did this panda, which is supposed to be this kind of king of the forest type character. So he's really fat because obviously he's royalty and he's been overindulging himself. Let's see. Oh yeah, I did some more golems in my concept art video. I tried to draw some earth golems. This time I just tried to get the shape of them right. It's not bad, to be fair. Here I've tried to do a large Yeti-like man. You see the first variation I did ended up looking a bit like Dr. Eggman from Sonic. And then for the second one, I did actually draw a Yeti, which arguably I think is better. Why draw a Yeti-like man when you could actually just draw a Yeti? And then finally here, I tried drawing some whales. Anyway, that's all the drawings I've got so far. My plan is to take photos of them and then put them on Photoshop, and then I'll trace over them in Photoshop. How good these all turn out, I have no idea. I will be drawing with a computer mouse rather than like a pen and drawing pad, so don't expect too much from me. But to be honest, the quality doesn't matter. It's more the concept, isn't it? To the computer. So I suppose while this time lapse is going on, I'll try and quickly explain a little bit about each character. Again, if you haven't heard my idea, it might be useful to go and watch the video in the description where I explain my story in full. This first character is a huge fat panda. He's kinda like the king of a large bamboo forest our characters set foot in along their journey, and essentially this king panda will be very welcoming and invite them to stay with him. Meanwhile, some other competitors that are climbing the mountain will be struggling to get through this forest because it's so dense, and so instead they'll decide to burn it down, making it easier to pass through. The king will ask the main character and his friends to help restore the forest, and that'll lead them to the next character I've drawn, the earth golem. The idea I had is that they find the heart of the forest and summon some sort of forest guardian in the form of this massive earth golem who regenerates everything back to its normal form. I tried drawing this guy before a couple of times and it didn't go very well, but slowly and surely I think it's improving. Obviously this is still very early stages, so it doesn't really matter that much, but these two attempts were the best I could do for now. Another spirit that I thought could inhabit this bamboo forest is these little rain spirits. If you've ever watched the film Princess Mononoke, you'll know that there were these little forest spirits called kodamas, and I was definitely thinking of something along those lines. It is essentially a raindrop with legs, but I kinda like it just being very simple. This character is a large Yeti-like traveller who our main character meets reasonably far on in his journey. There's going to be a lakeside town very high up in the mountains that this guy lives in. I'm imagining a very quiet and gentle giant. So yeah, I first drew him as a man, but he ended up looking a little bit like Dr. Eggman from Sonic. So I then started to draw him as a Yeti instead, and I think this one actually turned out pretty good. Finally, I decided to attempt to draw a sky whale. I want to fill the world of the film with as many weird and wonderful creatures as possible, and I've always really loved the concept of sky whales just in anything they're in. I even did a painting of a sky whale as part of my art GCSE exam like 3 years ago, so that's just how much I love them. For those who are looking for tips on how to draw a sky whale, basically just draw a whale and then put some clouds in front and behind it, and then it's a sky whale. Again, I'm reasonably happy with how this went. More than anything with these drawings I've done, I was just hoping to start turning the concepts I've been imagining in my head into something more concrete, and so this really is just the first step. Oh, there you go guys, we've done it. Holy Moses, that was more difficult than I expected. It didn't go that badly in the end. I mean, don't get me wrong, they're not of the highest standard, but they do a decent job at displaying the ideas that I had in my head. I suppose I'll continue to do more behind the scenes. Let me know what you think of all the stuff I did in this episode in the comments down below. And if you've got any ideas for sort of weird side characters, I'm open to all ideas. Thank you very much for watching this video. Please subscribe to me, and I'll see you guys next time.